Welcome to creating with the paint post. We're not painting today. We're going to be doing our felted no-knees. So we've got two here. You guys all have a packet for them as well. In your packet, I'm going to drop one. Okay. In your packet, you have a bunch of this loose roving, and then 5 packs of your colored roving. You'll have 4 colors that are for the bodies and the hats, and 1 color for the nose, and 1 color for the beards. So you'll have to split some of it out and decide what you want to do for the colors. I would lay those out ahead of time and make sure you kind of plan that. That way, as you go, you know how you're dividing stuff. This roving does go a long way, so even though it looks like you guys have just a little bit in these little baggies, there is quite a lot. So just trust me on that one, you'll get through, I promise. All right, to start off with, you guys also have a foam block in your pack, as well as 2 of these little needles, felting needles. It's kind of hard to see, they're kind of itty bitty. But what felting basically comes down to is it's compressing all of the fibers together so that they kind of become all this big knotted mess that gets a little bit squishy. That is because these little needles that we have are barbed, and they're directionally barbed. The ones you guys have are pulling all of those fibers inward instead of pulling them back out. So that's what's going to help us, and this is what is our tool today to work really, really fast and really hard on this. It is tedious. It's not going to feel like you're getting a lot done right away, but if you hang in there with us, it will definitely come through, I promise. And we'll end up with all of our little shapes. This is my, whoops, sorry, Kendra. This is all of our little Martha Stewart prepared stuff here, but we're going to start with the roving. Some things to know right away. These are sharp. Keep your hands as clear as you can. That's tough, so just try to know where they're at as you're working. Also, maybe have a Band-Aid on hand. Probably won't need one, but maybe just know where they're at. As you work, you want to make sure that you're pushing all of these fibers together as well. You can kind of do the pre-work on this as well by just pushing them around in your hands, kind of starting to form the shape you want. And these needles are fragile as well. So as you're pushing on this, I'm going to start kind of showing you guys the basics here. You're going to just start by poking, like my fingers are back here behind it. You're just going to start poking. Now this part of the needle that is barbed is only about this long. So that's where the real work is happening. So if you're pushing it all the way into the foam and just kind of keeping that going, there's not a whole lot going. So you have to pull it out and back in quite often. And you want to go straight in and straight out of your roving. That way anything that's putting kind of torque on these needles is eliminated. If you twist these needles or try to like bend it while it's in the roving as it gets harder in the foam, you'll definitely snap this off at the front. Not a huge deal, but we are limited to 2 needles, right? So as you start, you just want to make sure straight in, straight out. Like I said, it's going to feel like nothing's really happening for a bit. Also, you want to work on kind of a hard surface. Don't do this on your lap. Don't try to do it on a soft, surface like a pillow or something. You could definitely hurt whatever's underneath your pillow with these needles. Also, you shouldn't be pushing all the way through that the needle hits, but just in case you never want to stab yourself in the leg or anything, been there, done that, it super hurts, don't do it. But the more you push and press on this and get those fibers starting to condense, it's a pretty quick movement. I'm working more from my elbow than my wrist. Saves you a ton of pain as well as we go. The more you do this, it'll start to compress, it'll start to form. You just need to keep going with it. But that's kind of our intro. And we'll jump into our actual shapes in just a second.